What up? What up? It's your man, the old man Winter, back with a new episode of No Holds Barred. And we're going to get right into today's topic of discussion, which is, are Black American celebrities allowed to help other Black American people? So let's dive in. Have you all ever wondered, like, we supposed to have all these Black billionaires and all these rich Black folks all across the country that are Black American Blacks, but they never do anything to help the Black community. They're always going, if they're doing any type of philanthropy work, what do? They go over to Africa or outside the country to the Caribbean or any place other than here, any place other than the home base, they'll go and offer aid and assistance, build schools, and um, throw their resources behind people from other countries and from other cultures. So we must ask ourselves, why don't these Black celebrities ever invest in the Black community? Try to uplift the Black community and elevate the Black community. I think people really don't understand how much a billion or a couple billion, how much money that really is. You could change hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of lives with that type of money. If you were to take some of your resources and invest it into the Black community. But what do? Whenever they're doing any of this philanthropy work, they're outside of the country with it. They're building schools in Africa with it. They're building schools or offering aid in Haiti or Jamaica or any place, any of them Caribbean islands. They're, I believe they'll even offer aid to, and you know some of these coons do, offer aid to European societies, other than to help to try to change the situation Black America has before living in this system of white supremacy. It's not like there's a shortage of people needing help right here on the on American shores, on this American land. It's not like there's not Black people if their thing is to go over to Africa and feel like they're helping Black people in Africa. There's no shortage of Black people right here in America that need help. So why don't they offer that? Is it some type of clause in their contract? What is it? Well, I have an excerpt from from one of y'all's people, of highly opinionated person, the ever controversial Dr. Umar Johnson. And he has an opinion on this, and I'm about to play it, and then offer my commentary about what do I think about what he said. So again, fair use is in full effect. Without further ado, this is Dr. Umar Johnson's opinion on this matter.
Black celebrities are not allowed to use their money to help their own people.
Black people, yeah.
All they can do is have fun. They're glorified plantation slaves, every last one. And I don't say that to disrespect them, but it's the truth. You are a glorified plantation slave, corporate commodity. Just like a slave 157 years ago, if you had any money, you could only use it to do what? Enjoy yourself. This is why these Negroes got 50 houses, 50 cars, 50 boats, 1,000, every pair of Air Jordan sneaker that ever was made. Why do you need every pair of Air Jordan sneaker that ever was made? Because you're not allowed to use your money to do nothing relevant for your community. You can't name me a single white billionaire, Chinese billionaire, Arab billionaire who doesn't employ at least 5 to 10,000 of his own race. Now show me a Black billionaire who employs 5 to 10,000 of his own race.
Now, there you have it. Now, is Dr. Umar right? I believe he's wholeheartedly right. Is there some type of agenda that it hasn't been disclosed to the public or the average person on the street, maybe, who knows? Maybe these are just a bunch of a group of self-hating coons, but each and every one of them, each and every one of them, none of them finds it in their heart to for when they want to do uh, philanthropic work to do it right here in the states and aid the black community. None of them has had a notion to do that. So that seems like it may be hard to believe. So maybe that leads credence to the fact of what Dr. Umar is saying, that they're not allowed to help here on America's shores. Help black people at least on America's shores. Because remember, your boy Dr. Dre, he years back, he gave some type of record-breaking contribution to, I believe, U.S. the predominantly white institution USC. I don't care how much of a fan you are. You throwing your money away to white people that don't even need it. When you have HBCUs in this country struggling to keep their doors open, you could be a fan of USC and this, that, and the third, but throw your resources behind black. What Wesley Snipes say in Passenger 57? Always bet on black. But these guys never take a bet on black. And is this an agenda, or is this just what's in their heart? It may be a combination of both. It may be one or the other. I lean towards it may be it being a combination of both. I believe, they've been indoctrinated anyway. And, the black celebrity class, I believe somebody else, it might have been even Umar Johnson even said this, but the black celebrity class are just another extension of the black bourgeoisie, from the singers, the entertainers, to even these rappers. Once they reach a certain level of status, trust and believe, Jay-Z is black bourgeoisie. Um, Young Jeezy is black bourgeoisie. Nas is black bourgeoisie. Don't get it twisted. All of these rappers, once they reach a certain level and a certain echelon and make a certain amount of money, 50 Cent is black bourgeoisie. They might have infights amongst themselves, but they still all black bourgeoisie at the end of the day. Rick Ross is black bourgeoisie. These people being black bourgeoisie means that it's a badge of honor for them to feel like they're better. Kanye West is black bourgeoisie, but again, being black bourgeoisie means that it allows these guys to feel like they're better than the average black person. So if I feel like I'm better than the average black person, why would I come and elevate other black people? And somebody might take the crumb that I give them, something that might be a drop in the bucket to me, take off with it, and somehow become bigger than me. You seen throughout Jay-Z's career how jealous he was of most, if not all, other people that he perceived as competition. He's tried to hamstring several people's careers throughout the years. So at the end of the day, I believe, even and the powers that be, the combination of there being the powers that be, not allowing them, like Dr. Umar said, not allowing them to actually do anything to offer significant help to the poverty-stricken black communities throughout the country. Because trust and believe, like I said, $1 billion goes a long way. And not ain't nobody saying that they supposed to take all their money, but a fraction of that $1 billion can go a long way to turn a majority of black neighborhoods in any city around. You ain't got to start worldwide. You can start at home. Why they don't even do that? Why you got to go and build a school in Africa when you got homeless children on the streets of New York, Chicago, L.A., Atlanta, Memphis, Houston, Jackson, Mississippi, all across this country. So to reinforce this, I have an article that I want to read. This is from Complex Magazine, and this is a great example of what we're talking about right now. The title of, again, fair use. The title of the article is Ja Rule says he's building a school in Ghana. Can't wait to get to go and break ground. Now, let me give you a little context, which I believe is going to say in this article. But Ja Rule allegedly has just signed a highly lucrative new record deal that could potentially be worth up to $100 million. What's the first thing that he does with the money that he gets from this record deal that he has going on? The first thing he wants to do, instead of, I believe he's from Brooklyn, I'm not sure, but instead of going and helping Brooklyn, if he's from Brooklyn or whatever part of New York he's from, instead of going and helping Brooklyn or Bronx, wherever, he decides the first move he wants to make is to go to Ghana and build a school. And why are people like billionaire Oprah going to African building schools? And the list goes on and on. You think we don't need black schools in America? Make it make sense. We need black owned and operated schools in America because these white schools and these public schools are, school to prison pipeline factories. So at the end of the day, we could use a couple of them schools. We could use a couple of them resources. But let me get into the article. The news arrives after the former Murder Inc. hitmaker announced he signed a new record deal. Ja Rule is giving back to Africa. Earlier this week, the Queens native hopped on X, formerly Twitter, to announce plans to build a school in Ghana, quoting Ja Rule. I'm building a school in Ghana. Can't wait to go and break ground, he wrote. Rule loved the kids. So, he finds the stuff to be a little humorous or whatever. But I don't find it funny that you can't build at home, but you can go to all these foreign lands and build. Continuing. Of course, he isn't the first rapper to contribute to education in less fortunate places, such as Ghana. Back in 2018, Little John teamed up with Pencils for Promise, an organization that builds schools in developing countries like Guatemala, Laos, Nicaragua, and Ghana. John's donation to the program helped build a school that later enrolled 300 children. And like I say, I'm not hating on these these people from foreign lands, but everybody knows you're supposed to take care of home first. We can use them resources. Like I say, is it that they're not allowed to do anything on American soil? What's the agenda behind this? Continuing with the article. Little John is one of our most loyal and passionate celebrity supporters. From his work in the field to his birth donate his birthday to make two schools a reality, he continues to impact education needs for those in rural communities. Pop CEO Tanya Ramos told Entertainment Tonight in 2018. We are thrilled to open the Maifi Akitapo DA school with Little John and can't wait to see his impact in action. Ja's philanthropic efforts arrive after the former Murder Inc. hitmaker revealed he signed a new record deal, potentially worth $100 million. $100 million. Just signed my new label deal, potentially worth $100 million. LFG. Thanks for the love and to the haters shaking my D. I mean SMD. He wrote on Twitter earlier this week, and that's the article. So yeah, like I said, Ja Rule, he got a new record deal. And is this one of the stipulations? Like I say, they have all of these Negroes under contract. So what's really in these contracts? We need to start examining that. Because is there contractual obligations for these guys to keep their philanthropic work relegated to foreign countries and never to do anything on American soil? Is that a requirement in these contracts? Is that in the fine print? I've heard of some contracts where they said that you're not allowed to speak about, mention God or Jesus or anything religious in your music. So if they're willing to put things that detailed into a contract and that stringent, is it a stretch of the imagination to believe that they will require these guys or disallow these guys from doing philanthropic work right here on American soil for Black American people? I don't believe that's beyond the realm of reality, because guess what? We live in a system of white supremacy at the end of the day, and whatever the white paymaster says goes for these bought and paid for Negroes that's signing their souls away to these record labels and sports teams and movie studios and everything else that falls in between. So this is just a crazy situation dealing with Black American celebrities never taking time to build in America. Again, why isn't there Jay-Z and Beyonce centers all throughout the country, where children can go in and downtrodden Black neighborhoods, go and be safe and have fun and have a good time? Why aren't they sponsoring park districts? Why aren't some of these billionaires and millionaire celebrities sponsoring park districts in Black neighborhoods all throughout the country, where they upgrade their facilities and give them top notch resources and this, that, and the third? Why aren't they coming in these inner cities and, okay, if you don't want to build a school, donating state of the art equipment like computers and stuff like that to these downtrodden inner city schools? There's a lot of work to be done on American soil for Black Americans, in particular, because Black America, hands down, is the bottom rung of American society. No matter which way you slice it or dice it, every statistic, every metric known to man puts Black people at the bottom of American society by leaps and bounds. Again, if we go back to the data, Black America holds, I believe, half of 1% of America's wealth, but I think the last statistics stated that we are 16% of the population, which those metrics are always off by a couple of percentage points. I believe that they always undercount us just for the fear factor of making us believe it's less of us in this country than we really are. Because if it ever appeared that we were comparable or equal to the white society in this country, they fear a uprising that could actually, affect the country as a whole. So yeah, they spread that propaganda where they undercount our numbers by leaps and bounds. Trust and believe that. But going by that, that makes it even worse if our percentage is higher than that 16%. But we still have half of 1% of the nation's wealth. And another statistic is that we are still at the wealth level that we were at with half of a percentage of the nation's wealth than we were at when we were released from slavery, which means, in reality, by the numbers, Black society hasn't moved forward from the days of slavery or advanced from the days of slavery one iota. All that has happened was times have just modernized in and of itself. But at the end of the day, we're in the same place. We aren't gaining any ground. Most of the nation's wealth is calcified in white society. It's virtually impossible to even get it back up out of. But the tools and fuels that's left, we still should be way more overrepresented in the position that we are right now, which is sad and a shame. And again, when we have these black billionaires that take no effort to uh, attempt to try to uplift the black community, then they're part of the problem. Banks create wealth. Has anybody ever asked themselves why none of these billionaires, billionaires with a B, and supposed to have multi-billions, why none of them ever create banks of any significance? Because we know Killer Mike partnered with some people to create a bank. We don't know what his percentage of holdings in that bank is, but Killer Mike don't have the type of money that Jay-Z or Kanye West or any of these other next level rich folks have. Even Oprah or whoever is rich, you know what I'm saying, that's from the black community. You don't have to be a celebrity or anything. Why don't none of them run or own a bank? A bank is literally a money printing machine. And couple that with you have a underserved clientele that needs a resource where we won't be discriminated against in our banking habits with loans and all of that type of stuff. So it's a gaping hole in the sector for a black owned bank to a highly recognized and large black owned bank to step in. And again, a bank is a money printing machine. You can't go wrong with it. So why isn't any black people in banking seriously? Why aren't the rich billionaires in banking from the black community? The rich white folks dang sure is in banking. So uh it's a lucrative business venture. So again, and they have a clientele list that's automatic. And couple that with celebrity status, two and two makes four. I mean, you if Jay-Z and Beyonce opened the bank or partnered with 50 Cent and whoever, whoever's Oprah, whoever, Bob Johnson, any of these rich black 100 million and billionaires, if they all come together and use their star power and their name and create the biggest black bank serving the black community where we don't have to worry about being discriminated against and being denied loans on the basis of our race. That's a winning formula that you can't lose on. So why am I the only person that thinks that's a very lucrative business venture? Probably a over 100% success rate with that business model. Hmm. So if I thought about these geniuses like Kanye West and Jay Z, ain't none of that's crossed none of their minds. Huh? Again, it's food for thought. It's just it's like throwing away money not to try to make them type of business moves. So it's very suspicious to see none of these great so-called businessmen ever stopping to think, hey, let's create a bank, a literal money printing machine that they won't. It's a win-win because the banks make money. So it ain't like they'll be throwing their money away or we're asking for them to do something that's not going to benefit themselves as well as black people throughout the country. Look at where black people have to go. You got Wells Fargo getting exposed for their disproportionate bank approvals from white to black with people that have the virtually the same credit profile and virtually in the same pot and situation. The black people are overwhelmingly denied where the white people are overwhelmingly accepted. Black people, when they have to go through these underwriting processes and this, that, and the third, they put on them applications they ask and they'll tell you because of course they can't tell you we're doing it to be racist against you. They'll tell you that because uh, we have government regulations meant to back up and aid these companies by regulating that these questions are required from for a federal level, giving the institution itself cover to be racist against you. So you can't not disclose your race. And if they give you the option to say, I don't want to disclose my race or this, that, and the third on them options, but guess what? No white person is not gonna want to say that they're white. So if you're a person that doesn't, when you fill out one of these applications, if you're a person that says I don't want to say what I am or whatever, they're gonna assume you're not white anyway. So it's no way around exposing what you are. Plus, you gotta turn in an ID so they can physically see what you look like. It's no way around it. It's no way around it. There's no way to trick or duck or dodge or hide the race factor in banking or whatever it is. But it's a shame that we got to force to go to Wells Fargo and the like. What did they just expose? Navy Federal, another one, Navy Federal Credit Union, for them being highly racist when they did an audit of them, where their approvals for black applicants are way lower than white applicants. And if you do an audit of all these banks across the board, 100% guaranteed it's the same exact thing. Guaranteed they could pick audit one of these banks at random and you're going to see the same thing. You're not going to see a proportionate approval levels from the black applicants to the white applicants. That's just not going to happen. That's not realistic. So it's a lane for these people, these black celebrities and billionaires to step in and serve an underserved community. That's one of the core tenets of business where you find a problem and then if you're the one to fill in the solution for that problem, and you know what I'm saying, especially if you're the only one in that lane. I mean, it's almost a guarantee to win. That's a winning formula. But hey, what do I know? I'm just old man Winter over here. I'm not the black billionaire sitting on billions of dollars of cash, um, trying to navigate through these different systems or what have you. So hey, who knows what's actually going on? These people's lives may even be in danger if they were to attempt to help Black society. Who knows? One thing we all do know is Black society has been relegated by the white supremacist power structure to be the permanent underclass of this world, of the country. So, in my eyes and in my mind, they will do anything to keep that being a reality for the far flung foreseeable future. But I'm not gonna beat y'all eardrums up about this stuff all day, night, or whatever time of day it is for you. It's your man, the old man Winter. Food for thought, and we out. Peace.